Carried all the weight on my shoulder. Had me going never once.
Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Christian and this is CXC Beauty. So on today's video we are going to do an affordable makeup look. Since last time we did, well, it was a mixture of affordable and high-end makeup, all different prices because you know I use all different kinds of makeup. But today's video I wanted to do the full glam look but using all affordable products. So we went to Ulta and we picked up some new stuff for me that I've never tried before, and then I'll be using some stuff that I already had to do this whole drugstore slash affordable makeup look. Now affordable makeup, it's all relative to what you think is affordable. This is what I think is affordable, so you could always change whatever it is to fit your needs or whatever that may be. There's stuff of all price ranges here. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification so you don't miss any of our uploads. Also give this video a big thumbs up, we would greatly appreciate it. And let me know what your favorite drugstore products are in the comments below. Or if you've tried any of these things that I'm gonna try today, and let me know how you like them. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go into primer first, and you know I love the e.l.f. Putty Primer. But today I'm also going to use the Baby Skin Primer from Maybelline in combination with this one. So I'm going to go in first with the Baby Skin Primer. Okay, and I'm concentrating this primer onto my T-zone and where I have the largest pores. And since I had a little bit of an extraction yesterday, my pores are really like open, and if you put makeup on open pores then you can see them a lot unless you fill them, of course, and really rub it into those pores. Next I'm going to take my e.l.f. Putty Primer. This is also supposed to fill your pores, but I find that the Maybelline one does a little bit of a better job, and then this one I use on the rest of my face. Oops, I just mixed them. Oh. Happens. Well, whatever. Okay, so now let's move on to foundation, and today I'm going to try a different combination. I'm going to do my regular Infallible from L'Oreal. I'm going to mix a little bit of this LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation into it, and we'll see what happens. I do love this foundation a lot, but this one isn't quite my color, so I'm going to see if this balances it out. Do a little foundation cocktail. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a brush. This is a Morphe M439, and I'm going to stipple that onto my face and blend it. She's a little bit yellow, but what the heck, we're just going to go with it. I'm also going to take a little bit of that onto my neck and this exposed area. And now I'm going to take my sponge. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, I believe it's called. It's my favorite sponge. I like it better than any other sponge I've ever tried. And I'm just going to go over that foundation just to make sure everything's nice and blended. Actually, that combination after it's blended out looks pretty good. It has brought me back to life because I've been using so much sunscreen that my skin, or like on my face, has been so like lifeless. Okay, and now for contour, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Master Contour little stick. I haven't used this in a really long time, so I don't even remember if I like it. And I'm going to try to do the contour like I did with the Fenty one in the last video. So I'm actually going to take this stick and I'm going to use, I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand since it is a thicker stick. And I don't know how precise it's going to be. I'm just rubbing some on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to go in with my little paddle brush. And I'm going to start shaping my face. Now this contour is a little bit more gray tone than my Fenty one. So we'll see how it all blends out. I'm going to put a little bit more of this contour down. This contour has like the same texture as the KKW. It's like a very balmy consistency. More creamy than the Fenty one for sure. Okay, now I'm going to take my little sponge and I'm going to start blending that all together. Okie dokie, now I'm going to go into concealer and I'm going to mix two. I'm going to mix my ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and then on top of that I'm going to put a little bit of the No Filter concealer from ColourPop just to add a little bit of highlight. And then right on top of that I'm going to go in with a little bit of the No Filter. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my little Morphe brush that I use for concealer. And I'm gonna start stippling that in. And then I'm gonna blend with my sponge. And then for powder today, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and this is in shade light medium. And I'm gonna take another sponge and I'm gonna bake with this powder. I'm also gonna take a little bit of the Essence Brighten Up powder and I'm gonna use the sponge and I'm just rubbing into this to add a little bit of highlight. And then with a little MAC brush, this is a 214. I'm gonna add some highlight to the bridge of my nose. Okay, now I'm gonna hop into my bronzer, and this is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. Like I said, this is the only product that I don't have that's drugstore. So you can substitute this with any bronzer you like from the drugstore. Like I said before, I prefer the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. That one's amazing. So I'm just using this to warm my face up a little bit and also set the contours. Since I personally like a warmer contour, this really adds that bit of warmth that I really like to that Maybelline contour powder. Okay, I'm gonna brush off some of that bake, and I'm gonna leave most of the one on my under eyes, just so if I have any fallout, I can just blow it right away. Oh, I forgot to cut my cheeks, so I'm gonna do that really quick with my Brighten Up powder. I'm just taking that on a sponge. And I'm just gonna let that bake for a little bit while I do my brows. So going back to the Brow Ultra Slim, which is a little bit more of a warmer tone, and I'm just shaping the lower part of my brow. And then as I dry, I like to blend it out. Okay, so now we're gonna hop into some eyeshadow, and I'm super excited because I bought some new stuff that I haven't tried in a long time. So I got a B&H palette. I haven't used B&H since I think when I first started doing makeup. I had a B&H Cosmetics blush palette, and it was part of my kit back in the day when I first started. And I'm super excited because I haven't used B&H in so long, and I want to see how it's changed or whatever. So I picked up the Smitten in Switzerland palette. They had a couple different ones, each themed for different regions. And this one was the one that called my name the most, so we're just gonna dive right in. This palette has 16 colors, looks like this. Comes with a mirror, and this palette is only $16, so you're only paying $1 a shade, which is not bad at all. And I like the color story a lot, and it just called my name, so I'm gonna dive into this. So right off the bat, this shade right here is calling my name. It's called Yodel. So we're gonna dive right into Yodel. And I'm taking that shade on a CXC Beauty Precision Blending Brush. And there's a little bit of kickback, but nothing too horrible. And I'm gonna start packing this onto my crease. And I think I'm gonna do a little halo eye moment. So I'm also gonna put this into the inner corner. And I'm gonna start blending it towards the inside. This shade is super pigmented, and it's pretty easy to blend so far. Okay, now I'm gonna hop into a fluffier blending brush, and this one's a Morphe 573. And I'm just taking this and I'm gonna start the blend process. Now I didn't prime my eyes, so this is just the foundation and concealer that was left over. And it is blending well, it's just not blending the best. that I've ever used. But for $16 for a whole palette, it's not bad. I've had worse. Now on that same blending brush, I'm gonna take this shade right here, and it's called Lucerne. And it's slightly more of a nudish shade, like a nude mauve shade, whereas this one was a more burgundy red shade. And I'm using this to blend the shade out. I'm gonna start dragging this out as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this shade and this shade. This is Snowcap and this one's Montreux, and they're two pretty light shades. I'm just mixing them together with a tiny little blending brush, and I'm gonna use that to blend along my brow bone and also give the brow bone a little bit of a highlight. Now I'm going to take a little bit of concealer, of the No Filter concealer from ColourPop, and I'm taking that on the back of my hand. With my little MAC brush, I'm going to start sort of carving out the center for that halo eye. Okay, and then right on that center area, I'm going to use this shade right here, which is called Slope. And this is a more goldy tone shade, I'd say. And for some reason, I haven't been using my palette mirror. Instead, I was using the mirror on my blush palette. And I'm just packing this on to where that concealer is. Okay, and then I'm going to take this shade right here called Alps, and I'm going to put that right in the center. I almost look like, you know, the clowns. Send in the clowns. Then taking a little pencil brush, I'm going to go back into those more maroon mauve shades. And I'm just blending out the edges of the halo eye. It's not really a halo, is it, if it's triangles? What would you call this?
Elf eyes.
Mountain eyes? She peeking? Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade Nightfall, and I'm just gonna deepen the outer V just a little bit, just to add some drama. Holy shit. That is a very pigmented black. Okay, I might have went in a little heavy. I didn't realize it was gonna be so pigmented. Oh my god. Okay, so B&H don't play with their blacks. Cause she is pigmented. I look kind of like Harley Quinn. Girl. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of this green called Mountain. And I'm taking that on a pencil brush, and I'm gonna take that to my lower lash line. Just for a pop of color. So I'm really gonna look like a clown now. Now I'm gonna take this shimmering green, which is Mount Rigi, and I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna take this shimmering green into the inner corner. Okay, and then for liner today, I'm gonna use this CXC Beauty Endless Silky Eye Pen, and I'm gonna put this into my waterline on the top. Then I'm gonna take some of my Essence Extreme Lasting Pencil in Silky Nude. For mascara today, I'm gonna use Lash Stiletto by Maybelline. Okie dokie, so my camera actually stopped recording, I didn't realize, but the only thing I did was wipe off my bake, and then I went in with my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray to mend everything together. So what I do is I saturate my face with that spray, and then I press the spray in with a sponge to make everything seamless and to get rid of that powdery finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some lashes on really quick. I'm using the Eylure lashes, the Nicole Guerrero ones, and these are the Faux Mink edition. And these are also really affordable, and I love these Eylure lashes. They're amazing. They look beautiful. So I'm gonna put these on really quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put my lashes on. Okay, so I'm gonna take this little palette right here, and it's the Glowing in Grease palette by BH Cosmetics. I'm super excited for this. It looks super beautiful, and these blushes and highlights look amazing. I'm gonna go into the blushes first, because I do have another highlight product I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna use these highlights as well. So I think I'm gonna mix the Mykonos and would you say Paros?
Paros.
Paros color, so the first two blushes. And I'm just gonna take this fluffy brush right here and I'm gonna tap into both of those. And I'm gonna start building that up. And I'm not gonna go so heavy on the blush today. I'm loving how this blush is looking. These two blushes are really gorgeous. There is a slightly darker and more shimmery blush as well, which is, you know what, I'm gonna put that one on as well. I'm just gonna put it a little bit on the apples. And that one's a bit more of like a orangey tone with a little bit of shimmer in it. Okay, so before I hop into those powder highlights, I want to try this first. Okay, so before I go into those powder highlights, I wanted to try this first, which I also picked up at Ulta. It's the Light Sticks by ColourPop, and this one's in Bullseye, which is the more golden champagne color, and it's a little highlighter stick. So I'm gonna try this out. I've never tried these ColourPop highlighting sticks before. So I'm just gonna go straight in with the stick. And I guess I'm just gonna draw that on. And then I'm gonna blend it out with my sponge. Okay, it is a very stiff product. And it is lifting my foundation a little bit, so that's not good. I'm gonna put it on the other side anyway, just to keep it even. But I feel like I probably should have warmed it up on the back of my hand first and then try to go in, or maybe warmed it up on the back of my hand and applied it with a sponge. So now I'm gonna hop right back into this palette and I'm gonna go into the highlighters Olympia and Athens. So Olympia is gonna be a darker gold tone and then Athens is gonna be more of a pinky gold tone. And I'm gonna mix those together. And I'm just dipping into both those shades and I'm gonna start putting that right on top of that ColourPop. Now that's a highlight. I'm also gonna take that on my Cupid's bow, nose, and then also I'm gonna take some on my forehead. So this palette is for sure my favorite thing I've used so far. This palette is so gorgeous, and you get 3 blushes and 3 highlights. So this one was also $16, so you can't beat that for $16. I'm gonna move on to lips, and I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop lip pencil. It's a lippy pencil. And this is in the shade BFF3, which is a dark brown tone. And then I'm gonna go into this ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the color Naughty. I'm just blending those together. And I'm gonna jump back into that lip pencil and make sure everything's nice and blended. And since this lip is a little bit warmer, I'm gonna top that with a gloss from ColourPop, which is more of a mauve color, and this is well nested from the little purple collection. And then I'm gonna go in with my Morphe spray one more time just for a light little setting. Okay everybody, so this is the completed look using all affordable makeup that you can find at Ulta. I had a great time using all these products, some that I use on a daily basis and some that are new to me, like these B&H products. I absolutely love these. The only thing I would say is with the eyeshadow palette, the shimmers weren't that amazing, but for $16, you really can't beat it for how many shades you get in here, and you get a wide variety of shades. And it's a beautiful palette. The mattes are really pigmented, and they blend out fairly easily. This black right here, oh my god, that is so pigmented. I was shocked. So this was really nice, I liked it. And then this face palette really blew me away. It has gorgeous blushes in here, gorgeous highlights. This is definitely worth it for $16. Definitely pick this one up. The only thing I really didn't like was this ColourPop light sticks. These are a little bit too waxy for me. I'm gonna try one more time, maybe warming it up on the back of my hand and then applying it. But then again, it didn't give that much of a highlight or that much of a beaming like thing that I like. So if you like something more subtle, maybe this would work for you if you warm it up a little bit. But it's, I would say not for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this video for you, and I hope this gave you a little bit of alternative options to my other full coverage glam. But let me know what you guys want to see in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.